जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जी की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्त्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री श्री राधा नयननाथ जी की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाथ परमहंसास्तत्र सचशिला भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाथ परमहंसास्तत्र सचशिला भक्ति दैत माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाथ परमहंसास्तत्र सचशिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। जय परमहंसा शिल गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय शिशिल सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिला जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वसंती गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गो गोवर्धन वृंदावन श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंदात्मक श्री ब्रज मंदिर की जय। जय श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय। जय श्री बलदेव सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ श्री सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्वविघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल। वंदे हम श्री गुरु श्री जुता पादकमलम् श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं सग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Yesterday we heard that Priyavrata, when circling around in his chariot to illuminate like a sun, then his chariots, they made some like beats, and they became 7 oceans and 7 islands. So he gave to his 7 sons to rule over those 7 islands. Thus they all became kings by the order of their father, and King Priyavrata then gave his daughter Urjaswati in marriage to Shukracharya, who begot in her a daughter named Devayani. Naivam vidah purusha kara urukramasya pumsam tat angri rajasa jita sadgunanam chitram vidura vigataha sakrit adadita yan namadheyam adhuna sajahati bandam. My dear king, a devotee who has taken shelter of the dust from the lotus feet of the Lord can transcend the influence of the 6 material whips, namely hunger, thirst, lamentation, illusion, old age, and death, and he can conquer the mind and 5 senses. However, this is not very wonderful for a pure devotee of the Lord, because even a person beyond the jurisdiction of the 4 castes, in other words, an untouchable, is immediately relieved of bondage to material existence if he utters the holy name of the Lord even once. Vidura, yes. So, one who took shelter of Supreme Lord, he realizes that I am not this body. I am eternal Atma, I belong to Krishna. So he conquers this hunger, because hunger, thirst, lamentation, illusion, old age, and death, they are all belonging to the body, related to the body, not to the Atma. And our real self is Atma. So he can conquer this, and he can conquer his mind. Mind is also material, and 5 senses. He goes beyond. And what to speak of pure devotee? Even one who is outside of Varna, Ashram, Dharma, like untouchable, dog eater, Chandala, or any other, like Mlecha, Javana, anyone, he can be freed from material bondage if he utters the holy name of the Lord even once. It means pure name, without offenses, like Ajamil did. Namabhas, he got mukti. So there are many verses in Bhagavatam. I know at least 2 more are there who are saying the same thing. And 2 of those verses are given in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu to prove that bhakti destroys even prarabdha karma. Not only aprarabdha karma, that fruits of actions which are waiting to bear fruit, like from past lives, so many things we did. So that is waiting fruit what we'll get, but some fruits already they are in running. That is prarabdha karma, this body and these things. So jnanis, they can destroy by jnana only aprarabdha karma, and they have to wait till this prarabdha karma will play itself out till the end. Then they can be liberated. But devotee, he can destroy even prarabdha karma. Still, it may seem like he is enjoying prarabdha karma, but he is not. Krishna is keeping some devotees in this world because he wants them to preach. So it looks like they are getting prarabdha karma, but there is no pain for them, and that is no real. It is only pattern-like. So, based on this verse, Rupa Goswami told that the prarabdha karma is destroyed, and Jiva Goswami also commented that by chanting Harinam, he will remove his prarabdha karma of low birth, and he becomes eligible for Vedic sacrifices. Those 2 verses say. Or one verse says, if one is chanting Harinam, it means already he performed Vedic sacrifices and bath at all holy places, all this. Those gradual procedure practices already he did in past lives. So based on that verse, that he becomes eligible for Vedic sacrifices, Jiva Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that he becomes like a Brahmin boy. He is not low caste, but he is like a Brahmin boy, born like a Brahmin. But he cannot do Vedic sacrifices until he gets initiated into Brahma Gayatri and sacred thread. Like someone who is born in Brahmin family, he is not automatically eligible for Vedic sacrifice. He has to be initiated. Like that, that person also has to be. But because there is no system, then for such cases, then he has to wait for next birth in Brahmin family, and then he can be initiated and he can do those sacrifices. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said that pure devotees are not doing these sacrifices because they are not necessary for them. Already by pure devotion to Krishna, they are fulfilling all their service, everything, all sacrifices fulfilling. So that is there. But when Smarta Brahmins, they were attacking Vaishnavas too much in 1905, little more that sometime, maybe 910, the Smarta Brahmins, they were attacking Vaishnavas. You are not eligible to study Vedas, to do this and become guru well, that is not. That is only for those who are born in Brahmins. You Vaishnavas, you are low caste. You have no right to Vedic this study and performance. No. Then so many Vaishnavas of all different sampradayas and parivaras, they requested Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you please settle this, because the Smartas, they wanted some debate. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, I am now sick with that rheumatism. He could not move. He was on the bed. Said, but I am sending Bimala Prasad. That is name given to him by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That is later on Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. He sent him in his name, on his behalf, because Bimala Prasad, as you heard, though they are not born in Brahmin family, but when Bimala Prasad was born, that time that umbilical cord from mother to son, that cord from navel, that was wrapped around him like a Brahmin thread, from left side down like this, when he was born, means to show his future, what he will have to do. So he sent Bimala Prasad. It was in Bali Agati something, or some place. Then Prabhupada debated there, and first he spoke about the glories of Brahmanas from Shastra, and how they are by that Shukra birth and second birth, like 3 births, Dvija, everything he explained. And they were very surprised, those Brahmins. Even we did not know so much glories about Brahmins, because he quoted all scriptures. I have that book. It was later published based on that arguments, all scriptural evidences. Then in second part, he spoke about the glories of transcendental Vaishnavas, Harijanas, Harijana Kanda. Then they were all silenced, because by scriptural evidence he showed. So after that, all Vaishnavas, they were very grateful to Bhaktivinoda Thakur for this. And one Vishwambarananda Goswami, I think, or Mukunda, some Goswami, he told to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he is your real successor, this Bimala Prasad. Now we are relieved, because we know that after you, someone will be there who can protect this pure devotional channel, pure devotional line. So they were very happy with him. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur also ordered Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to start this Deva Varna Ashram Dharma system, which means that Varna is determined based on qualities and work, not on birth. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur ordered to give Brahma Gayatri and sacred thread initiation to Jagadish, I forgot the full name. He was Harinam and Diksha disciple of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Later he became Bhakti Pradip Tirtha Goswami Maharaj. He was Harinam and Diksha disciple of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur ordered Bimala Prasad to give him this initiation, Brahma Gayatri and thread, and he also met Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, this Jagadish Prabhu. Then Jagadish Prabhu, when he met Gorkishore Das Babaji few times, then Babaji Maharaj told him, in future you will take sannyas, saffron cloth, and you will preach everywhere. That time there was no question of any sannyas. But Babaji Maharaj already saw what will happen in future, he told him. And really, he was the first sannyasi disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And he sent him to preach everywhere, even to London, Europe. So everything came true. So that was necessity that time to start this system, though before it was not, but he started this system because this was necessary, because people, they would make remarks or offenses if they would see someone worshipping deity and not having Brahmin thread. They would think this is unauthorized, that is not good. So they showed, then at least they have some respect. And sannyas, already I told many times, because Babaji is very high, that is Paramahansa stage. And in house, it was not always possible to do bhajan, to gradually qualify for that bhava stage, Paramahansa Babaji. So many took Babaji prematurely and many immoral activities doing, and saying we are not under the regulation of Shastra, we can do whatever we like. Then Prabhupada, this was a part of his Deva Varna Ashram Dharma system. He made this brahmachari system to keep them in the mat where they can study scripture under the guidance of Guru and can serve the deity. They can do seva, Guru seva, Vaishnav seva, they can get sadhu sangha, brahmachari ashram. And also he made sannyas ashram. Sannyas ashram is more than brahmachari, but not more than Babaji, Paramahansa Besh. So, and it is within Varna Ashram Dharma, so have to follow scriptures. So Prabhupada did this because it was necessary that time to introduce this. But it is all based on scriptures. Here is also one evidence. Jan namadhyam adhuna sa jahati bandham. Even someone utters Harinam, he will be liberated from material bondage. Yes, not to speak of a sanctified devotee, even a chandala, an outcast who is untouchable, is immediately freed from material bondage if he utters the holy name of the Lord even once. Sometimes caste brahmanas, this is in commentary, sometimes caste brahmanas argue that unless one changes his body, he cannot be accepted as a brahmana. For since the present body is obtained as a result of past actions, one who has in the past acted as a brahmana takes birth in a brahmana family. Therefore, they contend, without such a brahminical body, one cannot be accepted as a brahmana. Herein it is said, however, that even Vidura Vigata, that is a chandala, a fifth class untouchable, is freed if he utters the holy name even once. Being freed means that he immediately changes his body. Sanatana Goswami confirms this. That is why first you get Harinam initiation. When you awaken faith in Supreme Lord by hearing Harikatha and Sadhu Sangha, then first you get Harinam initiation. Then you have to chant. Then after that you can get Diksha, Mantra Diksha. Sanatana Goswami confirms this. Yatha kanchanatam yati kam syam rasa vidanataha tatha diksha vidanena dvijatvam jayate nrinam. When a person, even though a chandala, is initiated by a pure devotee into chanting the holy name of the Lord, here it is written holy name, usually this is meant for mantra diksha, this verse, his body changes as he follows the instructions of the spiritual master. Although one cannot see how his body has changed, we must accept on the grounds of the authoritative statements of the Shastras that he changes his body. This is to be understood without arguments. This verse clearly says, Sa jahati bandham, he gives up his material bondage. The body is a symbolic representation of material bondage according to one's karma. Although sometimes we cannot see the gross body changing, chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord immediately changes the subtle body, and because the subtle body changes, the living entity is immediately freed from material bondage. After all, changes of the gross body are conducted by the subtle body. After the destruction of the gross body, the subtle body takes the living entity from the present gross body to another. In the subtle body, the mind is predominant, and therefore, if one's mind is always absorbed in remembering the activities of the lotus feet of the Lord, he is to be understood to have already changed his present body and become purified. Therefore, it is irrefutable that a Chandala or any fallen or a low-born person can become a Brahmana simply by the method of bona fide initiation. Some mostly other Gauriya Vaishnava Sampradayas, they don't do this. They only give Harinam and those other Diksha mantras. Only Prabhupada, he started this because of that reason. But it is not unauthorized and it is not against. It is not obstacle to bhajan. It is helpful to bhajan. Something I can, yes. There is also one time, there was one staunch Smarta Brahmin in Kolkata, Panchanan Tarkaratna. He was arguing against Gauriya Math. Then Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he once sent our Parangurudev. That time his name was Hayagriv Brahmachari. He sent him there and he said, you don't go with this saffron cloth and also don't put this Gauriya Tilak. You go there as a Brahmin because our Parangurudev is Brahmin born. And all samskaras and everything. So he went there, but immediately that Panchanan, he understood he's from Gauriya Math. Then there was a debate about this point, this verse. Already that Panchanan said, yes, I know you will quote this verse. And he gave many arguments, but Parangurudev cut all his arguments. He refuted, he could not. Ultimately he was defeated, and our Parangurudev said, there is also that book that they published as an article, very long article in Gauriya magazine. Prabhupada published that whole conversation, how it was. What were his arguments, what was Parangurudev's arguments, based on all Shastra. So our Parangurudev later, he said many times, he was very learned scholar, very learned in all Shastra, but the problem was he did not get association of pure devotees, realized souls. So he could not clearly understand the meaning of the Shastra, actual meaning. He was only like learned intellectually, but not entering deep into realization or the deep meaning of Shastra. But one Maharaj told me, there is always bona fide sampradaya in this world where pure teaching is given And always there will also be some Ninduk Sampradaya, means those who will criticize, bona fide Sampradaya. It is by Maya's arrangement, always it is there. Always two Sampradayas going on in this world. From beginning and also during Mahaprabhu time, they will criticize Mahaprabhu also. So what to speak of? Prabhupada like this they are doing because they don't have that Maharaj only because they don't have enough Sukriti to accept that pure knowledge, pure that, or up to certain extent they can appreciate, but not more than that. Depends on the adhikar, how much one can accept. Sa evam aparimita bala parakrama ekada tu devarshi charananu shayananu patita guna visarga samsarge nani vritam ivatmanam manyamana atma nirveda idam aha. While enjoying his material opulences with full strength and influence, Maharaj Priyavrata once began to consider that although he had fully surrendered to the great Saint Narad and was actually on the path of Krishna consciousness, he had somehow become again entangled in material activities. Thus his mind now became restless and he began to speak in a spirit of renunciation. Again I will read. While enjoying his material opulences with full strength and influence, Maharaj Priyavrata once began to consider that although he had fully surrendered to the great Saint Narada, Gurudev, Diksha Guru, and was actually on the path of Krishna consciousness, he had somehow become again entangled in material activities. Thus his mind now became restless and he began to speak in a spirit of renunciation. Either it is true one can degrade himself by bad association, or it is out of humbleness. Someone is thinking like this, but it is not actually, he is not bound by that. So we'll see what is here. Aho asadva anushtitam yat abhiniveshitoham indriyer avidya rachita vishama vishayanda kupe tat alam amushya vanitaya vinoda mrigam mam dik iti garhayam chakara. The king thus began criticizing himself. Alas, how condemned I have become because of my sense gratification. I have now fallen into material enjoyment, which is exactly like a covered well. I have had enough. I am not going to enjoy anymore. Just see how I have become like a dancing monkey in the hands of my wife. Because of this, I am condemned. Paradev, because sometimes it can really happen, but I think in this case he is only speaking like out of humbleness, like Mother Devahuti. Kapil Bhagavan appeared from her, Supreme Lord. Then she said, I am fully in Maya. Now I can realize that I was in Maya, I am fully in Maya, I desired son like this. Then Kapil Bhagavan said, no, you are not in Maya. Otherwise, I could not appear from you. You have no any other desires. You are pure. But for the sake of conditioned souls, you are asking me this question, how to come out from Maya. Also, Dhruva was lamenting, and also later it is written that he had to enjoy that karma, and by enjoyment he pious karma he finished, and by tapasya he finished that bad karma. But there Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur told that is not actually true. Already Dhruva was freed from all karma by getting darshan of Supreme Lord. That is only for those, it is written like this, for those who are karma kandis, to be encouraged to follow that. But it is not actual fact that Dhruva had to free himself from karma. Even Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur wrote, even Ajamil, it is not that he got the fruit of Namabhas only at the end of life. When he named his son Narayan, already that time he was free. But the fruit came that time. Means already fruit was there before. And then it is asked, it's very long commentary, it is asked then how he was further enjoying like this. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said, no, that is only out of habit. It is like serpent whose teeth are out. There is no poison. So it may bite, but there is no effect. Like that he was doing. And already he was freed. But the fruit was shown to all only at the end of his birth. Otherwise, before, like that, to encourage karma kandis and like something is written there in commentary. Generally, commentators, they say at the end of life he uttered and he got. But Vishwanath Chakravarti said, no, already before. And then he explains what was happening after. Like one apple tree, during the season, it will give fruit. So you have to wait. Like that here, the fruit was shown at the end of life. But already it was before. Anyway, the point is that he is like now lamenting that he became attached to wife. Paradevata prasada di gatatma pratyava marshenanu pravritebhyah putrebhya imam yatadayam vibhajya bhukta bhogam cha mahishim mritakam iva saha mahavibhutim apahaya swayam nihita nirvedo hridi grihita hari viharanubhavo bhagavato naradasya padavim punar evanu sasara. By the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Maharaj Priyavrata reawakened to his senses. He divided all his earthly possessions among his obedient sons. He gave up everything, including his wife, with whom he had enjoyed so much sense gratification, and his great and opulent kingdom, and he completely renounced all attachment. His heart, having been cleansed, became a place of pastimes for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus he was able to return to the path of Krishna consciousness, spiritual life, and resume the position he had attained by the grace of the great saint Narad. Tasyaha va ete shlokah Priyavrata kritam karma konu kuryat vineshwaram yo nemi nimneir akaroch chayam gnan sapta varidhin. There are many famous verses regarding Maharaj Priyavrata's activities. No one but the Supreme Personality of Godhead could do what Maharaj Priyavrata has done. Maharaj Priyavrata dissipated the darkness of night, and with the rims of his great chariot, he excavated 7 oceans. 1 second, I want to see how Vishnu Chandra or after I will see. Bhu samstanam kritam yena sarit giri vanadi bihi sima chabhuta nirvrityei dvipe dvipe vibhaga shaha. To stop the quarreling among different peoples, Maharaj Priyavrata marked boundaries at rivers and at the edges of mountains and forests so that no one would trespass upon another's property. But that time they would not do. Now they are doing. 1 second. Here in the commentary by Srila Bhaktan Sai Maharaj, the example set by Maharaj Priyavrata in marking of different states is still followed. Different states. So that they would not quarrel. This is yours, that is his, but don't quarrel. But nowadays, all the time quarreling. Kali Yuga. As indicated here, different classes of men are destined to live in different areas, and therefore the boundaries of various tracts of land, which are described here as islands, should be defined by different rivers, forests, and hills. This is also mentioned in relation to Maharaj Prithu, who was born from the dead body of his father by the manipulation of great sages. Maharaj Prithu's father was very sinful, that King Vena we were hearing, and therefore a black man called Nishada was first born from his dead body. The Naishada race was given a place in the forest because by nature they are thieves and rogues. As animals are given places in various forests and hills, men who are like animals are also destined to live there. One cannot be promoted to civilized life unless one comes to Krishna consciousness. For by nature one is destined to live in a particular situation according to one's karma and association with the modes of nature. You have 400,000 different human species. They are differentiated based on level of consciousness, and including demigods and other higher beings, there is also included in human species, these 400,000. So our Gurudev explained, based on Param Gurudev's explanation, that every jiva has devotion in Atma by nature, because Krishna is all attractive like magnet, and jiva has devotion to Krishna, but it can be covered by rust. That means by aversion to Krishna and desiring these things. So, but if you cultivate it, then that will manifest. Devotion is not produced but manifest. And he gave example, like there are many tribal people. They're living in forest area, tribal. They're humans and they have intelligence, but they have no culture, no development, no culturing that intelligence. That is why they live like animals. Though they have qualification, but there is no training. So that is like dormant, their intelligence, like human being. They're living like animals, tribal. But if they would culture, then they can get. Like that, we have devotion, but it is sleeping. And if we culture, if we work on it by sadhana bhakti, then you can get manifested. Bhaktya sanjataya bhaktya. One verse in 11th canto, Krishna told to Uddhava that only by devotion you can get devotion. And there Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, by sadhana bhakti you can get bhava bhakti. It is not possible by karma, jnana, yoga, any other way. No, by loving you can increase love. So first we have to start sadhana bhakti. We have to be engaged in the service of Krishna under the guidance of bona fide guru and shastra. Then that will increase your devotion. And when you come to the level of ruchi, then you will enter into raganuga sadhana. And then by that raganuga sadhana, you will get bhava bhakti. And then further it will develop into prema. It is already there, but you have to manifest it by this sadhana. Kriti sadhavet sadhavasa sadhana vida. Nitya siddhasya bhavasya prakatam kriti sadhata. This sadhana bhakti is manifesting that nitya siddha bhav. Not producing, but prakatam hridi, manifest in the heart. So nice example. So there are some humans, but they're like animals. And even these humans, normal humans, if they are not doing dharma, then Shastra says also they are like animals. So that is why here it is written, one cannot be promoted to civilized life unless one comes to Krishna consciousness. For by nature one is destined to live in a particular situation according to one's karma and association with the modes of nature. If men want to live in harmony and peace, they must take to Krishna consciousness, for they cannot achieve the highest standard while absorbed in the bodily concept of life. Only one who is Krishna conscious, like Prahlad, he is never seeing this. This is mine, this is yours, this is my country, your country, you are friends, enemies. No, he cannot see like that. He sees everything belongs to Krishna and everyone belongs to Krishna. All are his servants, we are all interrelated. They are not seeing this is my country, that is enemy country. I have to kill them. No, they cannot see like that. But because not all are in that level of consciousness, pure devotion, and they are humans, they at least have some consciousness, then Priyavrata made this system that those who are on that level of consciousness, they should live there. And here this river is the border. Don't go here and don't fight with them. Up to here is yours, and this mountain, that like this, and this living like this. So segregation is there. But nowadays in Kali Yuga, everyone fighting for property, for money, for land, for ladies or men, sense gratification, for name and fame, all the time fighting. No peace. Maharaj Priyavrata divided the surface of the globe into different islands so that each class of men would live peacefully and not clash with the others. That is also necessary. That is why this Varna Ashram system also is there. Not all are pure devotees. So, how they will harmoniously work for the mutual benefit, material benefit, and for spiritual benefit, that is scientifically. Not all humans are eligible for doing Brahminical work. And those who are Brahminical, they cannot work on the field, agriculture. They have no capacity for this by nature. And those who are Shudras, they cannot study Vedas and teach Vedas. So why they will be forced? So everyone has to work according to his eligibility, and then everything is going on smoothly. And then chanting, everything. But because now it is Kali Yuga, everything becomes disturbed. Because of so low consciousness and always fighting for sense gratification, no interest for spiritual development, no faith in God, no faith in Vedas, only quarreling for worldly sense enjoyment, like this. That is why for those who are devotees, this is prescribed. According to your nature, do some honest means of livelihood and chant Harinam. That is the only way. And also, nowadays, I heard from today, I was listening from Srila Bhaktivinoda Puri Goswami Maharaj, no one wants to listen to anyone, and no one wants to discipline, and they are speaking lies and also wrong statement, so many things. So he said, this is Kali Yuga. I forgot, but he very nicely explained the situation. That no one wants to follow anything good from scripture like this. Then ultimate conclusion, he said, was so it is better you do Harinam and be quiet. You do your Harinam and be quiet. No need to speak, because no one will listen to you. But he said that yes, something even opposite or something, if you tell, no one will listen. So it is waste of time. You have to chant Harinam and be quiet. So the modern idea, yes, they can live peacefully and not clash with others. They could do this in that age, but now in Kali Yuga all the time clash. The modern idea of nationhood has gradually developed from the divisions made by Maharaj Priyavrata. That is okay, nationhood, that nation, this nation, that is okay. But nowadays, because of greed, they cannot be without clashes. Bhaumam divyam manusham cha mahitvam karma yogajam yash chakre nira yaupamyam purushanu jana priyaha. Now I remembered, in Assam there are some areas like a mountain and like this, and they are very simple people, like tribal. They are living there, and our Parangurudev used to preach there in village areas, very simple people, and they would accept Krishna Bhakti, and they had the inclination to serve sadhus, very good. Then our Gurudev told, we went to one village, and there was some like simple arrangement, and there was no lock on the door. Then how we will this? Then those people, they could not even understand what it means to steal from another, to take from another's property. It was beyond their comprehension. Why they would take from another? That is his, this is mine, like this. So what is the need of locking and They could not even understand what this means, to take from another. Why? So there are some such areas are like that. They have this by nature. But others, this, though there is United Nations and so many these things, but it is not working because of greed. Everyone wants to take more, and by steal, by killing, by anything. No morality. That is tamoguna. As a great follower and devotee of the sage Narada, yes, they said, what if someone comes and steals? They could not understand what this word steal means. Then they had to explain to him, the stealing means you take another's property without him knowing. You take another's property. Then they were surprised. Why you would do this? Why? Then there was no need of any law, nothing. They did not know what is stealing. As a great follower and devotee of the sage Narada, Maharaj Priyavrata considered hellish the opulences he had achieved by dint of fruitive activities and mystic power, whether in the lower or heavenly planetary systems or in human society. All three worlds, upper, earthly, human, and down, he had no interest. He considered hellish. That is not good. Why? Because he had taste of service of Supreme Lord. Yes, this I will read. Sri Rupa Goswami, in commentary, Sri Rupa Goswami has said that the position of a devotee is so super excellent that a devotee does not consider any material opulence worth having. There are different types of opulences on earth, in the heavenly planets, and even in the lower planetary system, known as Patala. A devotee, however, knows that they are all material, and consequently he is not at all interested in them. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Param Drishtva Nivartate. Sometimes yogis and jnanis voluntarily give up all material opulences to practice their system of liberation and taste spiritual bliss. However, they frequently fall down because artificial renunciation of material opulences cannot endure. One must have a superior taste in spiritual life, then he can give up material opulence. Maharaj Priyavrata had already tasted spiritual bliss, and therefore he had no interest in any of the material achievements available in the lower, higher or middle planetary systems. Like Ambarish, similar. But Ambarish was also the ruler of 7 islands. But he had no attachment, no interest to enjoy. But here it is 14 planetary systems. He was not interested because of having devotion to Krishna. So tomorrow, this is the end of this first chapter in 5th canto. Tomorrow we'll continue. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरि बोल 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 हरि बोल। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जीव की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो श्री राधा नयननाथ जीव की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय पतित पावन शिला गुरुदेव की जय। जय शिला परम गुरुदेव की जय। जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवरे की जय। जय श्री पंचतत्व प्रभु की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्वविघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल। थैंक यू ऑल। दंडवत प्रणाम। हरि बोल।